that particular room. Shall we light it up to give you a little bit more context? Cozy? Let's move in. Okay, so now we are in this particular small room here. So before this, you've always seen what's on the outside. There's a glass shelf, and I display some of my stuff behind, including the gear that I buy, as well as some smaller speakers that will fit in, and some of the boxes of the things that I have bought. Now, in this particular room, the lighting is horrendous. So there's just one ceiling downlight here, and the room is really small. Now I'm going to show you how small this is. Basically, this is it. Now I've put up some foam panels on the wall, including the Elgato Wave panel, and these will kind of help absorb the sound a little bit. So what you're hearing now is actually what I think is actually pretty good sound, and you'll hear my voice very clearly because there's very little reflection. Now, what am I going to do with this room? I don't know, but I know that if I were to do any measurements right now, today, I have this UMIC 1. The environment now is actually going to be very, very controlled. So no echoes, no bouncing off the walls. Quite brilliant, I think. But the lighting is still a little bit dismal. I'm going to change things around a little bit, and you can take a look at how this looks like in just a bit. I guess this is about as good as I can get within this small little space here, because of the fact that the space is small and I've been hanging some of the stuff around. It kind of absorbs the reflections in the sound, and it kind of diffuses the sound a little bit, so you will get pretty accurate sound. There's no echo, and clap. Okay, so you get a very dry sound, a very well-controlled sound environment. What am I going to be using this room for? I don't know yet, but stay tuned. I will think of some interesting ways to make use of this room to produce better content for the channel. Okay, I've adjusted the exposure on the camera a little bit more, and for those of you who are not very familiar with me, I actually enjoy a lot of video taking. I enjoy making all these videos, and I'm always thinking of ways to level up the content on my videos so that you get a little bit more enjoyment, a little bit more value out of my videos. Because of the size of this room, I can't even fit a guitar in it. If I were to bring a guitar in it, I wouldn't be able to play it. Then again, even if I could fit a guitar in, I can't play the guitar. So I'm not a music maker, but I am really interested in video making, in sound reproduction. And on my channel, I talk about speakers a lot, right? But speakers is the production of sound, is the reproduction of sound rather. And the other side of the spectrum, the other end of the spectrum is actually sound production, right? And I love mics. I've been caught up in this whole video making thing, and sound is a very big component of it. Some of you have pointed out in some of my videos, I messed up the sound a little bit. I think maybe because the aircon is running a bit too loud. I've been trying to play around with the post-production, messing around with the sound a little bit too much, and it makes my voice very unintelligible, right? But, bear in mind that about a year ago, I actually went through surgery to my vocal cords, because before this, there was a growth, right, in my near my vocal cords that prevented me from pronouncing E properly. So before this, I couldn't even say E properly, right? And coupled with the fact that my whole mic setup wasn't ideal, far from ideal, in fact, it made the whole video a little bit less palatable, not so interesting. Now, I'm going to show you a short snippet from before. So for today, we are going to concentrate on how to place the Sonos surround speakers. So you see, my voice now is very different, all right? Very different from a year ago. So at that point in time, my bad vocal cords and my inability to produce E sound, coupled with subpar audio gear, all the microphones, the mixers, the audio interface, it created some really bad audio. But today, I'm actually very, very confident that this will be a lot more interesting. Now, what am I going to do with this room? I don't know yet, but I am pretty sure I'll come up with something. So for those of you who are interested, I might actually be setting up a new channel I'll be talking about audio, I'll be talking about video, and I'll be talking about lighting. And I think these three components are the key components to making a great YouTube video. So those of you who have been supporting me, thank you very much. Thanks for your patience while I was learning how to make better and better content. I thank you all 21,000 of all my subscribers for a better 2022. Let's work towards it. And let's get rid of that COVID-19 thing. COVID-19. And this is the year 2022. My God. It's been a while. Thanks for the journey. Let's go on it together. I don't know what content I'm going to be creating in this particular room, but if you're interested, do consider subscribing, and I'll see you around in my next video, probably in this room. Ciao.